Okay, so hello, dear friends. Today we'll start covering some idioms that are related to sports, and Richard will help us today with all these idioms. So, Richard, hello, how are you doing today?
Good morning, Tatiana. I'm very well, thank you.
Okay, all right, so let me share my screen and we can start working on these idioms. So let's start. I'll read the idioms for you and you can give the best explanation. So back to square one.
Okay, so back to square one means going back to the beginning. So starting again from fresh. I believe that this is related to football, which is the most popular sport in the UK, because when they first started covering football, it was on the radio, and to help viewers or listeners to understand where the ball was, they would actually refer to the pitch as different squares, and square one was with the goalkeeper. So when they said the ball has gone back to square one, that meant the ball has been passed back to the goalkeeper to start the next move from the beginning.
Okay, all right, very good. Thank you so much for telling us the story behind it. On the ball. Mhm.
So on the ball is another football related idiom. So on the ball means that you are up to speed, or you understand everything and you are prepared for what you need to do. So being on the ball means you have possession of the ball and it's up to you to take charge of the situation.
Very good. Okay, so today I'm a kind on the ball, right?
You're always on the ball, Tatiana.
Thank you. Okay, all right. The next one is to get a kick out of something.
So to get a kick out of something, again, is related to football and refers to getting enjoyment or pleasure from doing whatever activity it is you do. So I could say I get a kick out of making videos with you, Tatiana, because it's true. I do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, all right. Thank you for your explanation. Let's move on to the next one. It's not cricket.
So one of the other popular games in England is cricket, which nobody outside of England and its former colonies understands the rules. Even English people don't understand a lot of the rules. But if you say something is not cricket, it means that the person or the business or the team are not playing fairly. So cricketers pride themselves that they have a lot of rules to their game, but everybody plays within the rules. And if you don't play in the rules, it's considered very bad behavior. And so anything that you regard as not being fair or equal is not cricket.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for your kind explanation. Bowled over by something.
So if you're bowled over by something, it means something takes you pleasantly by surprise, a happy event. You arrive home and someone has thrown a surprise party for you. So you are bowled over. So it just means being very happily surprised by something. Again, it relates to cricket because in cricket, to be bowled over is normally when the bowler bowls the ball and it hits your wicket and you are out.
I see. Got you. Okay, number six, to be stumped.
So this is another cricketing one. You see, although we are known for football by most of the world, we have a lot of history with cricket as well. So to be stumped means something has beaten you. If you are given a question and you don't know the answer, then you've been stumped. The cricket relation is that when the ball is bowled to you, if you go down the pitch to hit the ball and you miss it, and the one of the other players gets the ball and hits your wicket with the ball, then you have been stumped. So you're out of
Mhm.
the game.
I see. I see. Okay, the next one is to catch someone out.
Another cricketing idiom. So in cricket, you can be out when the bowler bowls the ball and hits your wicket, or when somebody hits your wicket with the ball and you're out of your ground. But also, if you hit the ball up in the air and before it reaches the outside of the pitch, someone catches it without it touching the ground, then you have been caught out. So to catch someone out is to get someone's mistake pointed out to them. So if someone gives a wrong answer, then you can say you have caught them out because they didn't know their answer, or you have caught them making a mistake in some way.
I see, I see. I hope that all of our friends know all the answers and can answer any question. The next one is down to the wire.
So down to the wire is now related to horse racing, which is a very popular pastime, especially for gamblers who like to try and win money at the horse track.
Mhm.
And so going down to the wire means a very tight finish. So if you were doing a project and you had time that you needed to have the project completed by, and you finished it with only short time to spare, you would say you had gone down to the wire. Because when the horses get to the end of the race, there is a wire that records who is the winner and who is second. And if it's very close, they say the race has gone down to the wire.
I see. Very interesting. Okay, the next one is off one's own bat.
So this is another cricketing one. So to go off one's own bat means you take the initiative. Nobody tells you you have to do something, but
Mhm.
you take the initiative and you complete a task that nobody was necessarily expecting or wanting you to do, but you decided that it was very important to do. So if somebody came into the office and found that someone had tidied the office and made it much better, and they said to the person, "Who told you to do this?" And they said, "Nobody. I just decided to do it off my own bat."
I see. Very interesting. Yeah, right. So it looks like this idiom can be used not only in sport.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, to park the bus.
So to park the bus is a football expression, and that means to be very defensive. So you put all your players between the opposition and your goal. So the idiom really relates to being very negative and defensive. So if
Mhm.
you're parking the bus with regard to a task you had to do, you would be just making sure you made no mistakes and you were trying to prevent anybody finding fault with you.
I see. I see. I thought that probably, in England they ride buses instead of cars. That's why you have this idiom to
Well,
park the bus.
we certainly have a lot of buses, and it relates to the fact that you could, if you could drive a big double-decker London bus and park it in front of your goal, then no one could possibly score because there's no room for the ball to get through into the goal.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, right. The next one is to hit below the belt.
Okay, another popular sport in this country is boxing. This one to hit below the belt. Each boxer wears a belt around their waist at the top of their shorts. And if you hit your opponent below the belt, then that is a foul blow and you can be disqualified from the fight or be penalized in some other way. So to hit below the belt is to take an unfair advantage, to do something that is underhand or duplicitous or in some way not being cricket.
I see. Got you. The next one is to call the shots.
To call the shots is mainly football related and is an idiom that relates to being in charge of a situation. So you decide where you're going to place your shot towards the goal in relation to practical life. That means if you were at work and someone said that you can call the shots, you would take charge of the situation and you would decide who did what and how your plan of action would go.
Very interesting.
So you
Uh,
always call the shots when I meet you on this video, Tatiana,
oh,
because you're the
thank
big
you.
cheese.
Thank you, thank you. Okay, all right. Moving on, the next one is to hit your target.
So to hit your target, not such a popular sport, but still a traditional and a very old pastime in England was archery. The English army was very proud of its archers when it used to fight wars against the French. And so to hit your target is to fire your arrow and to hit the target. It also can be related to darts, which is another popular sport in this country. So you're throwing darts, but when in the game of darts, they refer to the darts as arrows. So
Mhm,
it's almost like they are mini arrows that you're firing with your hand rather than a bow. So if you hit your target, it means you have achieved your objective. So
mhm,
when you've completed your mission, you have hit your target.
mhm. Well, I think that today we had a chance to hit our target, right?
I think we have certainly hit our target on this kind of task.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much, Richard, for helping me today. It was my great pleasure to learn and share new idioms with our audience. Thank you so much. Thank you.